an insight into how the daily life of someone running a company looks like. Good morning. So this will be my first video in this format, and it's essentially going to be you can call it a day in the life, where I want to take everything that I talked about in my channel previously and actually give you a real life sample of it. And what I try to preach as often as possible is genuine honesty, just transparent. This is what it is. And I believe the best way of doing that is just giving you guys an insight into how the daily life of someone running a company looks like. So yeah, I guess that's what we're going to do today. Today is a long day in terms of the amount of calls that I have. I believe I have somewhat of 7 or 8 calls to go through. The first one is with my amazing brand assistant and editor, Daniel, and the rest of the day will just be a lot of calls with the team at LoudFace and some clients. Yeah, a ton of calls. I usually also have my morning workout done around 8 a.m. But I'm going to slot that workout in during the end of the day and bring you guys with me during the workout too and see how today looks. I suppose that's it. I will just show you guys some of my daily the calls that I have today, and then we'll just run it. Here we have the schedule of the day. So I have the first call at 10 a.m. Followed up with a back-to-back call at 10:30. Then I have a big pause until I have the daily stand-up with our team at LoudFace. And then the rest of the day is sales calls, client calls, and then we have slotted a workout around 5 p.m. So yeah, follow along. So yeah, the first couple of calls for today are done. We're 2 down and we're about 6 calls more for the day. And that's basically how my days go. So if you've been, thinking about entrepreneurship and, caught into how glamorous it might look, believe me, it's not that glamorous as you might think it is. My days are comprised and filled with calls and meetings because, of course, LoudFace, that's the main company I run. We are about 7 people, 8 people in total that we work with as a part of our team. So our team is quite big and needs a lot of follow-ups and management to make sure that everything is in check. But other than that, we have a lot of clients too. So those clients need calls. We need to follow with them about their projects and how everything is going for the work that we're doing for them. Running a business, it's a lot of talking with people, and that's what you should expect. And being someone that also is very, very careful with their health, I try to slot in as much as I can in terms of working out, moving a lot, not just sitting by my desk. So usually during mornings I go out for a walk, but since I had 2 very early calls today, that kind of interrupted my morning walk. So what I'm going to do is preparing for lunch, which is my first meal for the day. I do something called intermediate fasting, where I essentially eat 2 times a day. I do not eat breakfast. I start with lunch, and then I have my second meal during the midday or end of day around 6 p.m., 5 p.m. And so I'm preparing for lunch. After lunch, I'm going to go for my walk, my late morning walk, and then I'm back into it with another call, and then some planning work and some more work, and then after the work is done, I'm gonna do some more work. So that's how the day of someone running a business can go. And some things that you just expect every Monday or every time you go into a new day of business is you can just expect something to punch you in the face. That's the reality of running a business. A business is not a smooth running machine, right? No matter how smooth you get the machine to run, there will be some kind of hiccups. There will be some kind of fire you have to put out. And be careful when people online, influencer entrepreneurs portray some kind of fantasy of their business, which is them just sitting on a beach and doing nothing while the business is running very smooth. That's never the case with business, at least not what I've seen. Business requires a lot of attention and a lot of care. And if you turn away from that for too long, it might just simply burn down. If you don't have the right team in place, things will just crash. And even though you have a great team in place and people taking care of everything really well. You still have to be like a director and making sure that things are going in the right direction. And the best quote that I've heard in terms of running a business is that the business is running amazing without me. It's running just a bit better when I'm there. That's the point that you want to get your business to. But that doesn't mean that it's still going to be a smooth machine. You never know when the next client is coming in. You don't know when a project will be delayed. Unforeseen bugs and things will come up when building a website or creating some kind of web app. Clients might be very busy during weeks when they're supposed to provide reviews, which postpones our part of the work a lot. And yeah, you never know. Getting punched in the face, it's the daily basic for any entrepreneur, and that's the reality. And don't trust anyone that says that's not the reality. An entrepreneur usually wakes up with a lump of stress in their stomach, and that's a daily life. So all the positive that come with running your own business also comes with a lot of downsides, and the main one being the uncertainty. Elon Musk said a really good quote that entrepreneurship is like eating glass while staring down a dark abyss. And while that's very extreme, that's mostly the truth. And of course, there are outliers out there that have businesses that probably are amazing, right? They don't have all of the negatives that comes with running a business. And I'm sure that's the case. But if you're going to model yourself after those people, you're essentially trying to hit the lottery. Just as, hitting the lottery, winning a fortune by just scratching a piece of paper. The odds of that are astronomical. And if you want to run a business that's smooth, requires very little work of you, and going to make you fortunate, it's the same astronomical odds to achieve that as winning a lottery. So go into business expecting the expected, which is a lot of work, a lot of issues, a lot of headache, a lot of stress. Go in with that expectation and you're going to be a lot more prepared for what's coming for you. But yeah, the next couple of calls are coming up in a few hours. Before that, I'm going to have my lunch, going for my morning walk. I'm gonna bring you on that too and have a quick chat. But yeah, I suppose I'll see you in a minute. So this is the $1 million meal. We have some chicken, some grass-fed beef, and some avocado and a red onion paired with some pink Himalayan salt. Now, it isn't the most exciting variable food, but carnivore diet is something that I'm going with. It makes me feel amazing during the day, it gives me a lot of energy. Since I'm working hard on gaining weight, the avocados help a lot. And yeah, it's lunchtime, and I'll meet you guys during the late morning walk. So I'm now finally doing the walk that I was supposed to do a couple hours ago. Again, out of routine. That goes back to the same thing I said earlier, that being an entrepreneur is like being punched in the face consistently. So this morning, even though I was supposed to go on the walk, I had a ton of stuff I had to attend to. A couple meetings I had to jump into, some people I had to help, and I had to postpone this walk. But at least I'm doing it. This walk for me is important, just getting your body set into that it's actually a new day. The sun is up, getting yourself kick-started. One of the benefits that I have, I would say, is me just be able to do something. So here's the thing, it can be hard to put into words, but some people I believe are making the mistake that when they want to start something, they think that they have to do it perfect the first couple of times. When in fact, getting started with something is just getting started. Do it. For example, if you want to go to the gym, build your body, or I don't know, improve your physique, you don't start by having the perfect meal plan. You don't start by finding the most luxurious gym or knowing the perfect technique. You start by going to the gym and having a couple of sessions. And then your 10th time going to the gym, your 15th, whatever it is, that's when you actually start looking at, okay, what can I improve in my technique? What can I improve my diet? Whatever it is. One thing at a time, but you start by doing it and actually getting the routine of doing it. Same thing with starting a business. You don't start a business with a perfect pricing plan. You don't start a business with a perfect product, or you don't start a business, with a shit ton of followers on social media. So you just start and then you add these things over time. That's called optimization. You can't optimize something that doesn't exist. So whatever you want to do, just do it. I've had the issue myself. I'm not perfect across the board, of course. This content thing, I'm really uncomfortable doing this type of format of video. Like walking around and talking, that's very new to me. Just starting content overall is very new to me. And I was stuck for a long time doing, just obsessing over it has to be perfect. I have to do this right. I have to say the right things. The production has to be high quality. But eventually you get to the point of saying, okay, let's just do it and I will perfect it on the 10th video, on the 50th video. That's when I'm going to start perfect stuff. Let me just start by doing it just so I can have the routine in. And yeah, I think that's it. I'm going for my walk and then I'll meet you guys again, I believe during my gym session or when I go for a run. But yeah, I'm head in, have a couple more calls, and I'll meet you later. So after the run, I had a team call with the team at LoudFace. We went through a lot of projects and stuff that we had to catch up on. So we're prepping for a big launch today, and it requires the entire team to be very sharp and on point with making sure that all the details are in place, and just making sure that we handle this final bit of the project quite well. It's quite a big project, it's very complex, and these type of projects, they easily go wrong unless you're planning them very carefully, staying on top of them. But yeah, for now, I'm gonna sit and just have, I don't know, 2 hours of deep work, 1.5 hours of deep work and planning, and just updating clients, updating team members, and yeah, just make sure I'm set up for the rest of the day. Then around 3:30, I have a client call, and then at 4 p.m. I have a sales call with the sales team. And right after that call, I'm gonna head out for a run, and then I'm gonna hit the gym. I'm gonna bring you guys with me. And after the gym and run, we have a client call. And after that client call, I'm done for calls for the day. And we'll spend the rest of the day with sauna, journaling, planning for tomorrow. But yeah, I'm gonna bring you guys with me when I start that, so you can see how that usually goes. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, do some deep work, and I'll meet you guys later. Also, one of the color palettes that you have in your brand guidelines, your public brand guidelines, is you're following the Tailwind color palette. And we can see that a lot of that color palette is specific to the web app UI UX, where we have, you know, warning, danger, success. But that color palette is quite versatile, so we have a bigger palette to work with there. But the main brand color seems to be the blue. But we risk having very little vibrancy if we stick too much to that blue without having, you know, be able to add some other color palettes to that. But yeah, good call. Hopefully we can hop on again on Thursday with some more progress and some more clarity. And in the meantime, let's just make sure that we keep each other updated on Slack Leaf. We will also have our call internally today, our workshop, and we will send over whatever the points that we have during that call in the Slack channel. Thank you, everyone. Bye. But yeah, just finished a client call. I believe there's 2 more calls for today. Just finished this client call. Everything went well. We're aligning a bit on progress and timelines, and also because we're in the design phase of this project, we're going over a lot of, you know, exploration and ideas for design. But now I'm hopping into the next call, which is back-to-back, a sales call with our sales team, and generally just talking about the progress on the sales end, strategies, what we can do to improve, etc. So I'm gonna hop into that call, and then after this call, I will head out for a run and then hit the gym. And after that, I have another client call, which is the last call for today. And after that, it will probably some light work planning for tomorrow. And then we have sauna and some more things happening. But yeah, I will hop into this next call, and I'll meet you guys on wherever the next time is. Okay, nice. So just finished the second last call of the day with the sales team, and the call went well. Went through some exploration when it comes to how we can generate more leads, generate more sales, but overall the call went well. Now, the next thing I'm doing for today is I of course have the workout, which is my #1 priority every day, making sure that I get a workout in. And I'm planning to do that within 30 minutes. Before that, I'll just take a small break and then essentially just head out. So I'll bring you guys with me on the run. We can probably also have you guys on the gym session, just have a talk, and yeah, I'll catch you guys when I head out. So right now I'm headed for my run. I'm gonna be running 2.5 kilometers, and tomorrow I'm running 5 kilometers, and I'm going back and forth between 2.5 and 5 kilometers. The reason for that is that 2.5 is supposed to be like the fast-paced run, where 5 kilometers is more for endurance. But yeah, I will bring you guys with me in the gym, and I'll see you guys in a moment. So I've just been to my run. I just went up and got me some water, and now we're hitting the gym. I've already gone through about half of the session already, but I'm finishing off with some arms. Today is pull day, and you might think that going for a run before a workout sounds counterintuitive if you want to build muscle, but for me, I'm focusing more on functional training. I obsessed for so long over being big and, strong, and it got to a point where I just felt clunky, and I felt heavy, and I didn't, it didn't feel good. But I appreciate being able to run a long distance, having endurance, being able to, be explosive over just being big and beefy. So that's my main priority currently. But still wanting to build muscle and still wanting to gain weight while also doing intermediate fasting. It's not easy. So running every single day, doing intermediate fasting, meaning that I eat 2 times a day, and limiting what I eat to, while still having the goal to gain muscle and gain weight. The only way to actually achieve it is just sticking to the routine. But yeah, the next thing on the agenda is just finishing this stretch and then heading in and having a client call. And that will be, I think, the last call of the day, unless anything else pops up. And tomorrow will essentially look the same, except on Tuesdays, I've rinsed my schedule of as many calls as I can just to focus on deep work and just having a break from all the calls. There was a period where there were just endless calls. There were sales calls and there were client calls, and I thought I could just book in all the time that I had for calls and meetings and just making sure that I'm always available. But what happens is you just naturally get burnt out after doing that much, daily calls all the time. I had back-to-back, barely time to even eat or do anything else. But just making yourself available for the actual work you need to do, making yourself available for yourself, giving yourself time to do the things like working out, stretching, going for a walk, being with your family, just replenishing the thing that actually gives you energy to even want to achieve something. Achieving comes from life pleasure. Wanting to achieve something comes from the fact that you are passionate about life. And if you let go of all the things that makes you passionate about life, like family or, the sense of community or yourself, if you let go of yourself and lose love for yourself, you will lose that drive that is actually pushing you forward. For me, a lot of the things that I'm doing for my family. I'm doing for my future, my family's future. So yeah, just make sure that you give yourself time to focus on you, focus on the people around you. That should be your priority. So I just finished the last call of the day, which is so nice. Every time the last call of the day is done, it's like this huge weight off of your shoulders and you can just relax a bit. And I think I'm a lot calmer after the last call. I feel a lot more peaceful. I feel the zen. But yeah, now the time is about 6:30 p.m. and the things that are still to be done today is we of course finished the last call and we have sauna at 8:30 p.m. followed by planning plus reading at 9 p.m. All the way to 10 p.m. and around 10 p.m. is where I actually go to bed. So I have about 2 hours or 1 hour before the sauna, and that hour will be spent essentially collecting all the notes that we had during the current client call that we had, and for me to just do some extra work, just collect all the stuff that has been happening today, follow up with the clients, follow up with team members, update Notion, update all planning. So a lot of admin work, and when it's time for sauna, that's when the logging off begins. That's when I start to just shut down for the day and prepare myself just to relax, just set up the planning for tomorrow so I'm aware that when I start my day tomorrow, I know what the agenda is, right? I know what the stuff that has to be done. So yeah, I will meet you guys around the time that I'm headed to the sauna. And yeah, we'll just catch up then. So the time is 7 p.m. and it's time for dinner, and for this time it's going to be grass-fed steak, some salmon, avocado, and some red onions and pink salt. Not the most exciting, but I love it. And then we're hitting the sauna. So we're now finally at the sauna session. So the final call of the day has passed. The call went well. And after the final call, that's when I started just wind down a bit for the day and start to just wrap up everything. So I will have my sauna session, and having a sauna is the ultimate luxury. It just happened to be the case that our building had a sauna, so it was like hitting the lottery for me, to be honest. And just disappearing into the sauna is like disappearing into a different world, just forgetting about all the hectic stuff that's going on around and just, having a sweat on. But yeah, I will wrap up the day with some light planning work for tomorrow just to catch up, and then I will do an entry into my journal. And essentially that's where I wrap up the day and go to bed. So I will bring you guys with me when it's time for that. But for now, I will just have my peaceful sauna session. So the time is about 10 p.m. So I'm a bit overtime on the routine today. I'm supposed to have done the planning and the reading about an hour ago. But again, things shift around, work gets in the way, life gets in the way, and things just get postponed a bit. But at least I'm doing it, and the routine is essentially just making sure that I do all the things I'm supposed to do. And unfortunately, when the sleep gets postponed, you just deal with it and make sure to hit the times tomorrow. Yeah, the latest entry to my journal was April 4th, and today's April 8th. So again, just some reality into even someone that is striving to be a high achiever, you miss consistency sometimes. When you have a business to manage, 7 people in a team to manage, you have a lot of things around that to manage. Sometimes it happens that some things kind of fall between the cracks, but at least you remember to pick it up and do it when it crosses your mind. But yeah, consistency is key. Consistency sometimes falls through. But yeah, I'm gonna just finish the day off by doing a journal entry, and then I will do some planning work for tomorrow, and I will head to bed and wrap up today's video. So I will just sit down, do my entry, and we will call it a day. So for everyone watching, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for spending your time and watching through the video. And I hope that this video served some kind of purpose in helping you understand how the life can look like for someone that is running a business and is claiming to be a high achiever. Or that's at least the person I'm trying to become. Someone that reads, someone that writes, someone that works hard, someone that tries to do everything at the same time. I hope this gives you an insight into how that type of life can look for someone that tries to achieve something as astronomical as that. If there's any things that you want me to see in the next video to do, leave a comment about it or write to me on my social media, and I will try to include it, because again, these videos are made with the purpose of helping the next young kid that wants to do something with their life. And if I even manage to help one kid be aware about what's actually possible, what you can achieve with the power of the mind, the power of the body, and the power of community, then I've at least done my purpose with my content. So yeah, I will finish off with my entry, and we will call it a day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.